Hi, this is Bella, and today we're going to look at the new moon in Virgo. It happens tonight. We're going to use astrology, human design, and gene keys. And what you see here is the astrological chart with all the gates, all the gene keys inside of the astrological signs. So what is a new moon? A new moon is when we have the sun and the moon together, conjunct. You can see it here in the table, 64.4, 64.4 in Virgo. So that's where they meet. And 64 is the gate of confusion, but it's also the gate of imagination and even illumination. It's the last of the 64 hexagrams. And it is fire over water in the I Ching. We could say it's the way of Tantra. So the way that we speak about it in the 64 doors is the artist, and it's actually a she, because it has that way of saying yes to life, even when it doesn't know what happens the next moment. And it kind of does those quantum leaps in awareness, because that's the way that it kind of creates its art. It's sudden. And that's the way when you say yes to life, it can be, there is nothing you're afraid of. And when this is part as well of the codering of alchemy, it's going to go down to the underworld, it's going to go up to the celestial realms and use all these images and archetypes and energies. And then that's where the quantum leaps come from. So there's a lot of courage actually in this gate. It is a Virgo gate, and Virgo is it's an earth sign, and it's very much about the work in the moment, about the priestess past, or the green man past is what Richard Rudd uses in the Living Library. It is about using that energy of the everyday and organize better and understand the details and tune into what's healthy on an everyday basis in that sense. And it's connected here. We can see this aspect to Taurus, a trine, so harmonious aspect to Taurus. And Taurus is also an earth sign and has more to do with the stability that is more the financial foundation. And here in gate 2 we have Uranus. So I feel there can be some unexpected things that can shake our stability a little bit, but it's asking us to use that Virgo ability to kind of read the moment and to start to organize and set things up in a way that creates that foundation for moving forward in this moon cycle, but even beyond this moon cycle. We can see that the moon here is going to continue to travel in just the next day here over Mars as well, who is also in Virgo and can give us some energy to take action. And we're going to see in a little while, when I go back to the body graph, that we actually also have, we can see it even here in the nodes. The north node is in 20 and the south node is in 34. And that is the activation of a manifesting generator. So that means we're going to have the throat and the sacral activated in the body graph. So that's like this manifesting generator energy that we all are going to have now for a few months when the nodes are in 20 and 34, which I feel even comes together with the fact of what's starting here with a Virgo. And we can also see, when we look here in the other energy that I kind of feel is strong, is Libra. And that's where we have Venus and we have Mercury. And Venus has made this aspect to Pluto, which has been now for a few days. And this is a tension. Here we have a square, and it's in 61 and in 32. I think I mentioned that in the last forecast. And if you know gate 32, it's about preservation and knowing what to give energy to and what to not give energy to. What are the weeds that need to be pulled out for us to be able to go forward in more harmony? Libra is really about harmony and those scales of balance. And then Pluto, of course, has to do with transformation, even death. So it feels like there are some things possibly in relationships. So if we speak about Virgo and Taurus, it has more to do with that foundation of our everyday organization and creating that stability. But here we are speaking more about relationships. So what is it in relationship that needs to die? Where is it that we don't, what basket don't we want to put our eggs in anymore? That can also help us to kind of have this earth foundation that we're seeing here. We also know that Mercury has gone in his shadow. It's going to go retrograde. And this is also an interesting place of going retrograde. 48 and 21, those are programming partners. This is an opposition. Here we have inadequacy, and here we have control. So where is it? Possibly also in relationships that you have feel inadequate. Where have you feel like you have to control because things are not going in the way that you as an individual want them to go? There is something there that wants to be seen and wants to be kind of stretched. And I feel again balanced between these two, because really when we look at the 48 and the 21, the potential here is really a deeper wisdom, more tools that you can use in order to create more of this harmony and balance. And then the 21 has to do with your true authority. Like when you are in your true authority and not kind of attached to controlling things, well, then you are not going to feel inadequate. You're going to feel like you are resourceful. You're going to feel like wherever situation you come in, you are you, and that's it, basically. So that really feels like, since we have Mercury here going much more slowly and going to go into retrograde, we're going to have this theme of authority and your resourcefulness instead of your need to control and feeling inadequate. So that's also powerful. And that goes together a bit with this trine that we have in the air signs, so Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. So between the North Node, which is the new compass, like I was mentioning the nodes before, they just passed on from 16 to 20. So a new North Node, a new compass that has to do with the presence in the moment. So this goes from superficiality to self-assuredness to presence. So again, there's a theme here between Chiron, the hero's journey into more authority that we have right now for the collective, and also this self-assuredness and this present in the moment. This feels very important as we have those we have Uranus here in gate 2 and those unexpected things, and we're still kind of asked to create a better foundation, a better pattern for every day, a way of taking care of life matters and our health. Well, I believe that being present in the moment with some of those unexpected things that are going to happen and some of the things that don't really work or are healthy is really important, that we are present in the moment. Also because when we look at everything that's happening in the world, there are a lot of new things, a lot of new regulations, a lot of unexpected things that we haven't lived before. So we can't go back to Capricorn and the old structures and think that we're going to know how things work and we're going to be able to rely on those old structures. It's not true. The only thing we can really rely on is our presence in the moment. That's where our self-assuredness can come from. And that is also asking us in a harmonious aspect to look at our codependencies. And I know I have mentioned this before because we have had Jupiter here for a while because it's retrograde, just kind of hovering over this 19. So what are we dependent on in a way that isn't helping? Relationships, again, those structures in the collective that might not be healthy to depend on. And it goes all the way back here to Mercury that we were just speaking about. Because those codependencies can make you feel very inadequate right now. It can even make you feel panic and psychosis is what I feel, because you realize that it doesn't work anymore. So you can't be dependent on something that doesn't work. There is something that has to die. There is something else that you need to put your energy on. There's even something here with Lilith, where maybe you believe there's something in us that believe, no, just being present in the moment, it can't be it. My mind needs to understand. I need to have something else to be self-assured. No, it's about overcoming that and just really being present in the moment, which is also, and now I'm actually going to bring up the other chart because this is one of the main shadows, we could say, of that manifesting generator channel in human design. So what I would say here is that North Node in 20, and then it goes here to the 34. It's about presence in the moment, but it's also this shadow here about being busy. So if you are busy enough running around right now, you might not find your true authority. You might not find that you are even resourceful. You might not be able to use this Virgo energy to really organize your life and your relationship in a more healthy way, because you might kind of just run around, maybe using the old to find a solution, but that's not where the solution is anymore. So it's also what I would say, it's not a time for confrontation. If we go back, or we can even see it here, we have Mars, we have Mercury and Venus in Libra. So it's not about, when we see that something doesn't work, I would say it's not about confronting it and creating like, oh, this doesn't work, you haven't done this for me and I can't trust you and blah, blah. No, it's more about finding a kind of in a way, a harmonious way, I would say, to step back and not giving our energy to that. It's not going to help in this moment to use conflict and confrontation. And we see Mars here in the 6th, that is about that diplomacy as well, feels important. So using that Libra energy together with the Virgo energy and be constructive more than anything. I would also mention about the open head center, and we have all the 3 gates of confusion, psychosis, and doubt activated. So I would say ground back into your body, ground into your sacral, to your gut instinct, so that you can hear all these frequencies of doubt, confusion, and psychosis, that they are around you, but you don't have to take them in or live by them. Instead, the potential of these 3 gates, especially in an open head center, is imagination, inspiration, and inquiry. So really, still, when we have, I'm actually going to go back. So because we have still the North Node, even if it's changed gate, is still here in Gemini. So it is about curiosity. It is about finding the truth in being present in the moment. So I would say it's important that you keep inquiring, that you keep being curious, that you have that kind of, we have those archetypes in 64 door, the detective, the discoverer. So finding your truth right now, looking for that. And the South Node is still in Sagittarius. So I've said it before, to not be overly optimistic, but to actually have curiosity to see what truth and what isn't. And then, like I said, building that foundation, clearing out what needs to clear out, looking at the codependencies that aren't serving us. So this is the energy that's actually going to go on now for the next month. And it feels like a very constructive energy. There's also a lot of possibility for reflection and looking back at what didn't work and do it better. But I would say it's not about collapsing and kind of going to tantrum about everything that went wrong, but much more about that finding the balance, the scales of okay, this is a way forward. So I feel this new moon is positive for all of us, about personal empowerment as always, and shaking off some of those old codependencies that we actually don't need anymore. Thank you so much. Bye.